Henry in Andover, Minnesota writes to me and he says, after chatting with my son regarding headphone gear, I'm now totally bitten by the electronic bug. Yes, cool. And I find myself building a preamp from scratch. Impressive, sir. I would like advice for the study of what you would recommend centered in on audio as an enthusiastic newbie. I've purchased a scope, a function generator, power supplies, and a lot of stuff. So yes, the bug has taken a real hold. P.S. Thank you for all your Ask Paul sessions on YouTube. I think I've been watching since the beginning. It's you for subscribing. I appreciate that. For everybody that clicks that subscribe button, I'm very appreciative. Because look, it's no fun talking to yourself. I'm here to help, to teach, to do whatever I can to just keep this interesting. So whenever somebody subscribes, I'm very appreciative. Henry, you are on the right course. Now, a lot of people don't know what a function generator is, so let me explain. So you all know what a scope is, right? An oscilloscope is what we can actually see the waveforms, whether it's a sine wave or a square wave or music or whatever. This allows us to see the electrical music signals. A function generator used to be called a sine wave generator, and it changed to a function generator when they added more functions. So my old sine wave generator was just a way to generate a perfect clean sine wave that I could then look at it through the scope and see, aha, there's my sine wave. And now I take that sine wave and I put it through my circuit, and then I take the scope and I look at, well, how did it work at the output of my circuit? Am I getting what I want going in with my sine wave generator and coming out and seeing on my scope what there is to see? A function generator added things like a square wave, a triangle wave, a sawtooth wave, and and because those are various functions, they called it a function generator. And we've got a lot of them around here. And the only things I use on that are the square wave and the sine wave. So it's good that you have a function generator because you want to be able to look at the square wave response of your preamp as well as the sine wave. And a square wave response is important because you want to see if there's ringing on the square wave. You want to see if maybe it's kind of lopped off and you don't have much in the way of frequency response. I could go on for hours. And I don't know, maybe someday I will do a whole YouTube series on designing electronics, just kind of a basic course. I've been thinking about that quite a bit, actually. I think that'd be kind of fun. I just don't know how to set up all the, I mean, normally I just put my iPhone up and I start yapping and here it is, and then it goes on YouTube, right? It's easy peasy, and I just babble on. But if I had to have the sine wave generator or the function generator and my scope, I'd have to, I don't know. I don't know how, I'd have to have multiple cameras. You'd have to see what I'm doing on here. Anyway, that's not Henry's question. So yeah, you're good. I would pick up a couple of books. I started with a book from Walter Jung, and it was called the Op-Amp Cookbook. And it was really an eye-opener for me. And you can still find copies of Walt's book out there, so you might want to look that up. It has it has a phono stage, several kinds of preamplifiers, and the only other thing I would recommend highly that you get, and I don't have one here, is a push breadboard. And you'll find them, oh gosh, Jameco has them. I'm sure you can get one on Amazon. And it's it's a board with all kinds of little holes in it and strips, and you push in parts. So you have to use discrete parts, old-fashioned discrete parts. But it allows you to actually push in parts and connect them together. So there's rows of, so you put anything in this row and everything in that row is connected. And then you got a couple of power supply rows. You'll find it. Just look at breadboarding, push boards, and that's invaluable because you can hook your power supply up to it. You can use, I built everything I ever built for PS Audio was built on that board, and I look on my scope and I can change this, change that, have a trim pot, turn it, all that kind of good stuff, all built on those little boards. And that was huge. And once you get it working the way you want, you draw your schematic up, you make a PCB, you got a product. Okay. Have fun out there, and thanks. I appreciate it.